If you're struggling because willpower, discipline, and just trying to stronghold your way to make the changes you're desiring isn't working, then this video is for you. The thing about willpower and discipline, so you can apply this to any example in your life. One of the more common ones when we think about willpower can be food. When we have a belief that we could eat healthier and we set out to make those changes and we can't get more than maybe a week or two in before we are really struggling with cravings and we get tired, so we just grab whatever the thing might be. So I want to give an offering of another option. I use something called internal family systems, and it's also referenced as parts work. We have a part of us that will decide from a very wise perspective that we should eat better. But then there's other parts of us that don't want to. And so when the one part is in charge, leading the way, and we can call it discipline, willpower, or whatever, it's so hard. It feels like we're constantly having to overtake and push down desires to have the foods we really want. And there's a lot of reasons why it's so hard with regard to like cravings and stuff. And this video won't be about that, but more about the beliefs, the thoughts, the feelings, and why is it so hard to stick to something that we can really believe and even know is in our best interest and is so healthy for us. A little bit about my journey. I've been sharing about how I'm doing carnivore, not strict carnivore, but just realizing that to feel good in my body, to have the vitality and the energy I am so desiring, I need to eat a certain amount of protein and fat in my diet. And for me, I'm pretty petite, and so I get full pretty quickly. So I used to fill myself up eating all the things, trying to do protein, but not enough. But I'd have a bite of protein, a bite of potato or rice, and a bite of vegetable or something. And I would get full. And then in 2 hours, I'm hungry again. And I lived my whole life up until 4 months ago, pretty much that way. Then I came across information about carnivore and proper human diet, Dr. Ken Berry, Sam High. There's some really good teachers out there. Many, many more. Sean Baker, and then wonderful even influencers, Steak and Butter Gal, and I think she calls it Steak and Butter Gang now. And I've been so inspired by people's stories. So, but the thing is and I hear a lot of people, whether it's carnivore or any diet, that it's so hard because we get these cravings. So I experienced that too. I've stopped sugar many times in my life, and I had cut way back. Before I even came to this realization 4 months ago, I'd cut way back. But it was always very difficult. I felt deprived. Now I don't. And I think we can have like a readiness. So then I don't need willpower. I don't have parts of me that are going, oh, come on. Like, I really want to have whatever, and occasionally I do have a few things, but now I just feel so good, for one thing, eating the way I'm eating and connected with myself, my true self, that knows it has all this like beautiful wisdom. And I be with the parts at an emotional level. It's our emotions that we need to attend to, because food or it could be other behaviors, alcohol, drugs, gambling, things that feel like in the moment. It just feels so good. And it turns out to be like a self-soothing, invigorating dopamine type of hit, which doesn't last. We all know we end up like crashing at some point. So I just want to speak to, it can be done. The changes you want to make, whether it's about diet or anything else, it can be done in a much more effortless way. So if this interests you, I just invite you to keep following along. Feel free to reach out with, to share your experience, leave questions that I'm happy to answer to the best of my ability. And it's not like a one-way fits all for everybody. We're all unique, but then we also have so much in common. So Don't give up on yourself. It's about like loving kindness, patience, and expanding your awareness to really make the changes you want to make in your life.